Hello, you hilarious homunculi, and welcome to episode 2 of RK Critic. I am Ryan Rawl, and that was my co-host, Denna. She was supposed to sit there and be a good girl, but she's going to sleep and still be a good girl. So today, we're going to do a quick one. I don't want to take up too much of anybody's time with these videos. I just want to give you a little bit of an idea of the content that I'm talking about, the general aspect of the movie, book, or TV show, video game, whatever I'm reviewing. I just want to give you enough information so that you go out and watch it for yourself or choose that you don't want to. One of my main goals for this is so people don't have to waste their time watching trash entertainment. They can just watch some of my reviews and go, hey, that might be a good movie to watch. I'm not going to be giving you spoilers or anything like that. I'm going to give you enough information that's going to make you want to watch or not watch ever. So today, what we're going to talk about is something that I'm in love with and have been in love with this series for a long time. The first part is American Gods, the book, written by Neil Gaiman, one of my favorite authors. He's done Stardust, Sandman comic books, Anansi Boys, which is a really good book in the same universe as American Gods. So what I wanted to talk about with the book is basically how Neil Gaiman writes the book and the general atmosphere. So one of the things I like about Neil Gaiman is the way he writes is very poetic. It's very magical. It's very whimsical. He gives you just enough information that you can create the universe in your own mind for yourself. One of the nice things about the book versus the show is when you read the book and then watch the show, a lot of the imagery that you get in your head is translated into the show. So some of the scenery, like the bars, the people, the cars, what the characters look like, they cast it really well in the way that when you watch it, you feel like you're watching the book in moving pictures. That sounded really weird. I don't know why I put it like that, but it feels like you're just watching the book playing out in front of you. It's really, really cool. But the show has a very interesting way of turning it into a trip. It's very trippy. Lots of really crazy visuals, lots of really crazy scenery. Anyway, the book is written very magically, very whimsically, and very fun. It really draws you in and makes you want to read more. I consume this book, and it takes me usually a little while to read books, but this one just dragged me in and held on to me until it was done, and then I wanted to read it again. I've actually read it twice, which doesn't really happen. I don't read books twice a lot. Terry Goodkind's Sword of Truth series, probably the only books I've ever read multiple times. But this book is very good. I love the way it's written. I love the way he kind of gives you just enough to use your own imagination. I also love the artwork. As you can see, it's very turn of the century ECE comic book style, very old school, solid coloring, hard detail. Very, very contrasty. The backgrounds, the foregrounds, the main characters in the scenery, very, very dominant. That background is very, very heavy. The characters standing on the mound, very heavy. The grass they're on, very heavy. Really, really good. Everything about this good is great. This is one of my favorite covers. There's a lot of really cool covers. There's some new ones that have like the show imagery on the covers. I don't like that. So anyway, the book is really great. The show, like I said, does an amazing job recreating the book. Sorry, the plastic's on it. I'm not going to open it. This is one of my prized Blu-rays. So the central storyline of American Gods is the old gods are vying for attention again. They have gone adrift in the sea of memories, long forgotten, even longer remembered or praised. So they're losing power because in this world, it's our imagination and our dedication to them that gives them their ability. So in this, the new gods of highways, media, world image, things like that, those gods are the ones that are strong. So the old gods are worried. They're worried they're going to be replaced. They're not going to be remembered. So you have some some imagery that gives you an idea of where they came from and what they're vying for, what they're struggling for, kind of gives them a reason for you to back them up, makes them a little bit human, I guess. You kind of get an idea of what they're struggling for. You see them in their daily lives and you realize that they're not much different than us. So they're just basically people that have special powers or, whatever they can do. Ifrits and Rakshasas and Jinn, stuff like that. All their different little quirks and abilities. So in the storyline, what happens is Mr. Wednesday is kind of corralling all the big old guys to fight a war, and he uses Shadow, a man freshly out of prison who finds his life in shambles, to help him kind of collect soldiers for this upcoming battle against the new gods. It's very, very interesting. I'm not going to explain too much more because I think that's enough to get anybody interested if you're going to watch it. One of the things I will talk about is there's a party scene where there's lots of gods, and there's probably about 8 to 10 different Jesuses, because all the different people around the world that believe in Jesus kind of give them their own imagery. Like white people kind of make Jesus look like Klaus from Umbrella Academy, when in reality he's from the middle of the desert. There's no way he was white, or he would have been perpetually sunburnt. So just going to throw that out there. So that scene's really, really funny because there's like 3 or 4 white Jesuses that kind of just hang out by themselves in the corner. And the main Jesus looks kind of like this. He's the Roman Catholic one. So he's got the beard and everything. And they all have halos and stuff like that. It's really, really funny. The show is definitely worth watching. Honorable mention to Pornstache from Orange is the New Black. He is a phenomenal actor. A couple of his roles seem a little stiff. Den of Thieves, he kind of seemed a little stiff in, but when you see him in other things, you realize that's the character he was playing. So in this, he plays a leprechaun. Yeah, he's like 7 feet tall, and he plays a leprechaun. It's really, really interesting how they do it. All the old imagery from the old gods and stuff like that is very, very classically mythological. The Norse gods all have little things about their characters that kind of make you realize that they're Norse. Stuff like that. It's Bilquis was a really cool scene in the book, and they did it so much justice in the show. Anyway, we're getting on to 8 minutes now, and I think that's long enough. So I'm going to say adieu, because I am Canadian, and we say French things all the time for no reason. So I am Ryan Rawl. This is Arcade Critic and American Gods Review. And my co-host Denna is currently under the desk, so she's not going to say goodbye right now. So as always, keep your corpses cold and have a great day.